ABC News reported an article, and the name of the article was called Single Father Homes on the Rise. And the United States Census took a census in the year of 2000, and they stated that over 2.2 million homes had a father raising children without a mother. Now in the year 2000, I found myself doing the same thing. And so little experience. My kids were 4.5 and 2.5 and 1.5, about their age, about that time. And I was a single dad for about 7 or 8 years. A single dad is needed as the primary caregiver whenever the mother has proven herself unfit or unwilling to do whatever is necessary to raise the children spiritually and morally in the way that they ought to go, so that children are raised up to be a positive influence on society. And a single dad can raise their children without the help of the mother if they have determination, if they are affirmative in the way that they do things, and that there's discipline in the home. For the first one, an acronym, and I want to thank JD for doing this. He owns Copy World here in Decatur, and he helped put this together for me. But in the word determination, there's a famous coach named Mike Ditka, and he was a football player and he was a coach. And he once said about determination, he said, if you are determined enough and willing to pay the price, then you can get it done. And as a single father raising children, that I know it can be overwhelming at times, because it was for me. But there's a verse in the Bible that I used a lot, that I always went to, and it was in Joshua chapter 1 and verse 9. And it was God speaking to Joshua. And he said, have not I commanded thee, be strong and of good courage, for the Lord is with thee wherever thou goest. And I found that out to be very true. Now the next word is affirmative. If we think an opposite word of affirmative, we could use exasperate. And exasperate just means provoke not the anger in your children. And in Ephesians 6:4 says, Father, do not exasperate your children. Instead, bring them up in the training and the instruction of the Lord. And what that means simply is that the Word of God has to be the authority in my life, and it has to be the authority in my home if things are going to work around my house. The next word is discipline. Katharine Hepburn, who was in the movies with John Wayne and Golden Pond, she played in a lot of different movies, and she always had the strong personality that she had. And she said, without discipline, there's no life at all. And I found that to be very true, that without discipline in my home, if I'm a single father and I'm raising small children, if there's no discipline, they're going to take all of the life out of me. I have to set boundaries and guidelines for them to go by, and then whenever they choose not to do what I've asked them to do, then I have to apply proper discipline when it's needed. Fathers, if we're determined, if we are affirmative, and if we have discipline in our homes, then single fathers can raise their children without mothers. And their children can grow up and be a positive influence on society.